Okay, so in previous videos, I talked about a testamentary trust, kind of gave a definition, an example of it. Then I talked about a living trust and kind of gave an example and definition of that. And then I also talked about a revocable living trust. In this video, I want to talk about an irrevocable living trust. An irrevocable living trust is probably the most misunderstood estate planning tool that's out there. Okay, so when people come in and they have a concern about, first and foremost, starting the 5-year clock, the 5-year look-back period, and I'm going to do other videos on that, but let's just say you have an understanding of the 5-year clock or the 5-year look-back period. The second thing that they talk about is avoiding the succession. Whether you do a revocable living trust or an irrevocable living trust, they both avoid the succession process. And if you review the revocable living trust video, you'll see why. But I want to cover why more people do an irrevocable living trust if their number one concern is avoiding nursing home poverty, protecting assets, and starting that 5-year clock, that 5-year look back, the 5-year look back period that you often hear about. Basically what happens is we establish an irrevocable living trust. And if it's dealing with a married couple, they are the trustees of this trust. We would transfer assets, property, things of that nature that they feel comfortable going in there. We'll literally lay out what they can and cannot legally transfer into the irrevocable living trust. Whatever items go in there will start a 5-year clock. So what does that mean? It means that the assets are now removed out of their personal name, so they don't have ownership. And that 5-year clock basically says the ownership has to have been removed 5 years prior to the time or the concern of nursing home or Medicaid. So when we're able to set up the irrevocable living trust, it is a trust that allows you to start that 5-year clock, reach the 5-year clock if that's your goal, that 5-year look back period, and the assets, property, and even accounts that are in there that we had that discussion about after 5 years are protected. They're protected from nursing home poverty. They're protected from Medicaid issues. So continue to look at some of the videos. I'll go into more depth on individual cases and examples. But again, those that are concerned about nursing home poverty or starting that 5-year clock, and they might have had family members or friends who had family members or friends that's going into the nursing home and really lost a lot of assets, the irrevocable living trust is the best option for them from an estate planning standpoint. All right? Thanks.